Welcome back. I've got a couple of days now to get all this level, so I'm going to move these slabs. I should move them down this way a bit, so I've got a bit of room to move. There was a little, I mean, wouldn't really call it a raised bed, but certainly a defined bed that my father had put in, because originally the gate was down the end there, and he put these ferns in, and they look quite happy, but I'm going to have to, unfortunately, dig them out, and hopefully they'll survive that. But I've got 3 of these pots and a couple of more big pots if I need them. I'll get the ferns in there and add a bit of soil to it. The only trouble is it's going to take this stuff with it, which is a nightmare, that stuff. It just grows in everything. So I may not save every fern. We will see, but I'm going to try and save as many as I can, and then I can clear this, and then I can continue this way. I've only got to come to this line because the beetle's certainly no longer than the camper, so you know, to cut down the amount of work I've got to do. So basically I've got to come across this line here and all the way down there, and just I've got bricks under there I can use to raise it. I've got concrete posts. There's a lot I can put on here to get it to about the right level, providing these slabs will drop on top, and that'll do for this year. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'll start digging these out. So I've got this spade that I bought some time ago actually, but it's nice because it's very narrow. Anyway, I'll just about chop that out and then we'll pop that in there. Quite splendid, aren't they? Long fronds on them. Sprinkle some of this around the edges just to help it settle in. And then we'll water that in. I think I'll have to buy some more compost this week. Yeah. So you've got all these little sort of extra jobs that you didn't think you were going to have to do. But these ferns are fantastic. I don't know whether, because they were grown in shade, whether they prefer shade or not, I don't know. I shall have to ask my sister, she'd know. Or possibly. Yeah, I think she's got a couple of books on ferns. So if I dug them out, not sure what I did with them. Got at least one. But otherwise I'd be inclined to put them all around the pond. And perhaps pave that side of it. Put the ferns in that, I don't know. But this, I don't know how to pronounce it, Weglia. It's in full flower now. Looks fantastic. Looks nothing at the beginning of the year. In fact, we cut this down really low. But look how tall it is now. It's huge. Looks great. So that's that one, so we'll need to get some water in that. Oh. A couple of saucepans full of water. I've got watering cans, but this was just more convenient. Anyway, that gives it a sort of fighting chance, and then we'll do a few more. Yeah, good to try and save these plants. They unfortunately grow in the wrong place for me, but yeah, I mean, I have noticed, because there's some beautiful plants in this garden. It's just a little unmanaged. These ones, which are this side of the garage, they're not a big problem for me at the moment, so I'm going to leave those. I can dig them out at a later date possibly. These have all come out. I've got one at the end. Yeah, I think I'll probably save that one. I don't know why. Yeah, that blackbird, that's because its mate's nest is up there, trying to keep away from it. They do come back though. They don't seem to be too fussed by me being out here, but I'm going to keep it to a minimum. But I do need to get all this bed out. So right, I'll just dig up that last one, and then we'll start putting some kind of substrate down so I can put these slabs on top. So I don't know, soil may come in handy. I'll pile it up for now. Maybe I ought to just drop that down between some of the cracks, whatever. I say I haven't got any proper hardcore and sand, so I'm going to have to make do. But as long as I can get a vehicle on here, that's all that matters, isn't it? Right, a bit more digging then, I think. Right, I think I've sussed out a plan. There's a slab path there underneath those concrete posts. I've just laid them down flat because they're reinforced anyway. And I've got another 4 if I want them, which would take it right over to there. I've also got all these bricks, which again I can lay across here. And I've got enough hardcore to shove in that bed and level it off. And then these slabs will just continue. I need to get lucky enough there's a bag of sort of gravel there, which I'll put under these with some soil and compact that down as best I can. And that should get us all level. I'll get as much done today as I can anyway, but these posts are heavy old things to lumber about, and I've just moved all these panels from the old concrete garage and just lent them up there for now, and tomorrow we'll be laying them all down. What's left over can just stay lent against the fence, but I shall do those first, do those today. Yeah, I'm just taking a breather. That's what happens when you get over 60, isn't it? Yeah, don't do too much in one go. Right, so, yeah, as I say, I've only got to go as far as where the remains of the garage begins, because this is ample room here. In actual fact, the Beetle would fit in the space that I've got here without even moving the camper, but I've got about 4 foot the other side, so I'm going to move it across a couple of foot, which gives room to get around them all. You know, it's going to be important to do that. It's no good if everything's wedged up tight. So, yeah. Not good when you can't get concreters to come and do concrete and work, but needs must. And I think it's going to be like this all the way to the end of this year and probably into the next and the next couple of years. So, you know, we've all got to do a little bit ourselves, I think. There's a guy for the old chap actually came past the other day, said he wanted to plaster his kitchen, and found a plasterer, couldn't get any plaster. Yeah, it's the way it is, I'm afraid. Right, crack on. Well, we're getting to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. I'm actually up to those concrete posts now. Of course, the slabs will go across with the posts, and they should sit on there okay. That saw's been solid for a long time. I will step it down. I have put some bricks. Yeah, I know this isn't the proper way to do it, but you know, what can you do in lockdown? I can't get a guy to come out and concrete it, and I've got to get a car on here, so I've got to kind of get it level as best I can. At the same time, I'm managing to use up all these bricks. Plus, one of my neighbours said, "Oh, I've got almost a full bag of cement." He said it's old, but it'll set solid if it gets wet. So I filled in all the gaps with that. So, but yeah, quite solid. And then we'll see, as it rains, it'll probably even itself out or get worse. We'll see. But the main thing is, I'll have a hard standing. That's the important thing. And then in the future, we can get all of this broken up, skipped away, and a proper concrete bed put on here. But in the short term, this is what we have to put up with. At the bottom of the shed, I mentioned I was perhaps going to lay a course of bricks, which I'll still do. Unfortunately, my neighbour's going to let me have those engineering bricks that are over there. It's very good of him. He said, "No, come and take them if you want them." So I shall mix up a weak mix of sand and cement, put a row of those at the bottom. Then when I come to put my horizontal timber across, it's not sitting on the floor and will go rotten. So that should, and then I'll just put some tougher cement on the outside just to make the water run away. So that'll solve that problem. I don't know if Mrs. Blackbird is at home. Difficult to tell. Yeah, she's sitting on a nest on the back. It's just up there. Can you see that when it focuses? Maybe not. Anyway, could have more than enough slabs. I will probably have 1 or 2 left over, but that's all right. They can be broken up and used somewhere else, I'm sure. So that's it for today. I shall come back in the morning and continue and finish off that last bit. Unfortunately, when my father built this, what was a compost heap, he sunk that slab in a long way, So I'm going to have to get in that with a pickaxe to get that out, but it's going to be on my way with all these if I don't remove it. But other than that, it looks fairly straightforward. It's just a case of shoveling stuff about. Yeah, good progress. Tell you what, fish are lively today. Don't know why. Maybe it's mating season. I noticed one of these goldfish is a bit fatter than the rest, and there's a couple of others chasing it around all the time, so yeah, hard to know, isn't it? I shall have to look up goldfish getting pregnant. I mean, how many fish could that pond take? One wonders. Yeah, they're busy. Well, I've got to say, considering what I had to work with, that's come out quite well. It's all level with that now. It's well supported. It's got these, that's how I managed to get rid of the concrete posts. There's a couple of them under there. The only thing I've got left, I've got these which were the front pillars of the garage. I'm going to have to drag those down the garden, but over time I'll break those up with a sledgehammer. Get the rubble up the tip as and when I can, and the metal that's in it can go to the scrap man. But otherwise, we're kind of ready. Bad news on the blackbird front though. I think a cat got in the nest because I don't know. I found a few on the floor, so and I didn't go near it unless the blackbird threw it out, but it seems unlikely. Yeah, so that's all ready for the beetle, and whether that's coming tomorrow, I don't know as yet, but if it does, I'm ready for it.
There was every kind of ship that I saw coming in this morning, and every one of them was crammed full of power.
Yeah, the Eddystone arrived. I love these. Look at this for tuning. You don't find this on a cheap radio set. You just spin it. Just runs beautifully. It's all geared up, bearings on it, that's why. Yeah, so that's what I'll be doing tonight, going around the Eddystone. I've got a more expensive one, a digital one, but actually I don't like it. I think there's something about having a BFO button and being able to pull in sidebanders and ham radio enthusiasts. Yeah, the Eddystone. Really pleased with this, and thank you to Julian who very carefully packaged it for me. Much appreciated. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.